Come on in here. Come on in. Coach Matthew with the Wellness Collective, doing the kettlebell swing with one arm. We'll have a similar setup to the two-handed swing. The single arm swing is going to ask our body to do a little bit of anti-rotational force. We're going to naturally have one side of the body wanting to rotate because we're holding on to the kettlebell. Would I say prefer the two-handed swing or the single arm swing? I would say they both have their benefits, so try each of them. With this exercise, I want to show you two different views of my body. I know with the single arm kettlebell swing, we're going to, like I mentioned, we're going to see a little bit of extra rotational force. So we need to keep that in mind while we're doing this exercise. So I'll set up. I've got a 30-pound kettlebell behind me. Often with the kettlebells, the heavier you go, the better. I guess that kind of sounds counterintuitive, but just with the pendulum motion and our center of gravities, we want a little bit of weight. We don't want to muscle it, so we're not doing a strength training exercise, but rather having the whole body work in unison using that pendulum motion. So 30 pounds is going to be my selection for my single arm swings, 15, 20, 25, whatever makes sense for you. Remember, form has to stay above 70%. If our spinal function starts to change, well then maybe the weight's a little too heavy. So next, single arm swing. I'm going to start here just to show this box format. Mr. 45 can move out of here. So again, with the kettlebell swing, we would maybe think too tight of a stance and maybe too wide of a stance. So I have my shoulder width, I have my hip width. So I'm going to feel pretty confident in this Goldilocks zone. Now, with the single arm swing, what's slightly different is you're going to have an internal rotation of the wrist as the arm goes back. Supplementally, the opposite arm is going to externally rotate. So if you look at both hands to start, one hand is going to internally rotate, the other is going to externally rotate. As I come forward and squeeze, both hands come flat once again. I'm going to internally rotate my opposite hand now and externally rotate the other. So this opposite hand is always participating in the motion. Yes, I'm holding it with the hand that's going between the legs, but that opposite hand is also moving. Now, eyes. What am I doing with the eyes? Eyes are staying locked in the middle, and my eyes are looking wherever my shoulders are going to point. So often at the bottom, sometimes we take a look up here, and then that would be walking through life with my head up here. So, hey, I like stargazing as much as the next person, but that being said, we probably want to look at our environment around us as we're moving, especially when we're trying to be aware and moving intentionally while we're exercising. So, look where your shoulders are pointing as a rule of thumb. Remember, we're maintaining this neutral spine through all of our movements. So, a neutral spine would mean my eyes are looking where my shoulders are pointing. So single arm swing, a few reps here. I set up again, always address your kettlebell. Kettlebell, what up? Let's have some fun. Settle in, bend the knees, a little extra bend to start. Arch my lower back, pull my shoulder blades back, feel comfortable and strong. Deep inhale. We put it back where we found it. So we get a nice box created by the bend in the knees, get a nice rotational force. And again, this is a power exercise. Power. We're looking to generate force. Have some fun with this exercise. Review back to the kettlebell with two hands if we need to see the side view. Same mechanism, same movement. Whether we're using two arms or whether we're using one arm, the kettlebell swing remains the same with a slight variation. So if we have any questions, please reach out, have fun, give these a try. Kettlebell swings. Coach Matthew out.